Hello everybody, AOG Gaming here, back with another video on Outer Plane. So, I am reaching the final verdict on this game. It's a lot better than you guys think, don't worry. But, yeah, there's still some problems with the game that they need to fix. I believe they have lost like 200k money, $200,000 since last month. So they've definitely been going down in revenue, Outer Plane as a whole. I've already mentioned a few things they can fix, haven't implemented them yet, so you know, that's just the company doing what they do best, which is being greedy. However, there is a few things that I do want to mention that has, you know, I've been going back and forth a lot on the game. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing. But now I've realized that yes, it's bad, but it's also not that bad. So I'll get into that right now. I've been pushing content, so first I'm going to update you on all the content I've been pushing. So Arena, I'm still in Platinum, and I've been kind of pushing a little bit, but I can face like the lower teams pretty much, since I have my characters upgraded to at least 4, level 4, not 5, which is different than enhancing level, which is these characters are all at enhancement level 100, so there's no way I'm going to beat them out of pure stats, but I'm able to beat them out of speed and I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, against these teams I won't win. It's very close when I face teams that are 74k power, around my power, which is fine. You know, that's kind of how it should be. You know, I have level 80 heroes about, no level 90 hero yet, and they're all, well, except for 2 of them are 5 stars. So I'm very close to getting, I think I'm 2 days away with Akari, and I'm definitely like 5 days away with Siron. So Siron will take a little bit longer to get to 5 star, but I feel like 5 star is fine. 6 star is obviously the best before you want your heroes. But yeah, so I've been pushing there. Side story, I kind of just sped cleared everything. I don't have whatever this girl's name is, so I didn't do this one at all, because for most of them you basically need the hero, which is fine, because you know, when you unlock the stories, when you get the hero, you unlock the story of that hero, as long as it's 3 stars, so it's pretty easy to farm the shards for that hero. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty easy. You just have to level them up. I would say level 30 is probably where you can clear comfortably. You could get away with level 20, but it becomes more of a problem when you're doing these stories, because these are for the 2 stars and they're a little bit weaker. So I haven't had any problems, but they went down to like half health for Snow story and Leisha's story, I believe that's her name. So you know, you just level them up a little bit. It doesn't take that much food. It takes like 2 or 3 of the legendary, the red food basically, and you get like 6 or something from the, at least from level 9 from the challenge. I haven't done stage 10 yet. I've done stage 9, so you get like 6 by doing auto clear and from the daily rewards, because they do have daily extra rewards. But yeah, it's not that hard to speed clear the side stories, and really it just sets you up so that when you actually start to grind for specific characters, mostly the 3 stars obviously, I don't really give a shit about any of these heroes. Though to be fair, you can max them out pretty quickly, and I am going to say that does come into account when it comes to the element gated stuff, and I will talk about that in a second, because it's not as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was, you need a full team of heroes to push content, and as you saw at the beginning, I was actually able to push pretty far in the water content. That's mostly because I have 2, well, 1 5-star Earth hero, which is Rona, and then 1 4-star hero, which is Siron. So I was actually able to push pretty far, even though my other heroes do like no damage, which is kind of funny to see it. They do like 100 damage with their ultimates. That's Akari and well, Akari has been fine, because she's not really affected by any element bases unless you're doing dark. But Valentine has definitely been affected when I'm fighting Glycius and Tyrant Toddler, which are the 2 water bosses for both the special ecology request and identification request, whichever, those 2, whatever they're called, the equipment and the weapon water bosses. So I've actually been able to push pretty far in them. I'll show you in a second. But yeah, anyway, so, you know, going back to what I was saying, it might be important to actually farm for these heroes early game. So I'm rethinking on how free-to-play should farm early game, because it's actually a lot different than what I'm doing. What I'm doing is actually kind of rushing it, and that's mostly to give you guys content and to show everyone, not guys. I keep using an inclusive language. You know, it's not really a pet peeve of me, but it is definitely helpful to use inclusive language. So I'm just trying to like see. So I don't know if I can start an alt account. Maybe I will on my phone. Just to like push content differently, because I think I'm going about it the wrong way, and I think most people are. And I think that's one of the reasons why this makes it more like E7, where you kind of want to max out the 2 stars that you get from the stories, because you get a lot of shards for them. So if I was pushing for this con, I would probably already have 6 stars of Leisha, Snow, I forgot her name, and I also forgot her name. Eva, sorry, yeah, I think that's her name. So first and foremost, let's go to the challenges and just show you up. So for special ecology request, I've actually been able to push pretty far on Tyrant Toddler. I can probably keep going, but I'm getting to like stage 10, and really I just want the 5-star, 6-star gear for health, and that's mostly for my Siron because she heals based on her health. Lifesteal set is actually pretty broken, so that's something to keep in mind. I haven't really been using it because I've been just using the auto equip for the characters. So, you know, whatever the game says is the best equipment for the hero, I go with that. Which I don't think is necessarily always the best, but I just kind of roll with it because it's been able to let me clear content so far. But yeah, Resilience set is actually really helpful for bosses that have control. So again, Glycius, I guess the stun boss, for some of these bosses, right? The upgrade stone retrieval. So the light boss stuns, which is really annoying. It also increases penetration. So yeah, just having the ability to not be stunned or frozen for the bosses definitely helps, because one, you're not able to do any weakness gauge reduction or damage. I mean, that should be obvious because you're controlled. So being able to overcome that basically means that you can activate your chain point skill faster and keep your characters alive. Also allows you to heal, because sometimes your healer is stunned, which sucks. So, you know, pushing for those sets is fine. And the only reason I'm able to push for this content is because I have 2 specific heroes, right? So actually I'll push contents right now. I've been actually having to use a lot of my friendship points to gain some more stamina, because I've actually been running out of it pretty fast. But yeah, let me just show you this because this is as far as I went, because I was like, I probably should push further.
Oh God, please
but yeah,
watch over us.
You don't really need healers for this content. I would say some of the later content maybe, because your heroes are weaker. But you know, if I had level 100 heroes, I think this would be pretty easy to clear. So
You guys trust me?
I do. You only have 2 stages. It doesn't show you up here, which I find really annoying. But it's this stage, and then you go straight to the boss.
Look at this. Our guest.
So I kind of just speed clear this. So as you can see, she does fine damage on these enemies because we're not facing the boss right now, right? Same with Akari, she's gonna do decent damage as well. Doesn't really matter. And then I use just her second skill to get rid of the minions so they don't attack me, and then for the boss, or the mini boss, sorry, I just use their normal attacks, and it lets me gain chain points, so that's good. You want to gain enough chain points so that you can deal enough damage to the boss and stuff. There's one problem with this battle that I say the reason why healers are kind of needed is because this reduces the amount of healing. Wait, here, let me. So this debuff, it happens to your entire team. and including the enemy boss, not the minions though. So you kind of want to get rid of the minions though, because they do heal the boss and themselves. So it's very important to get rid of them immediately. For most of the bosses, this is the case, except for Delirek and Melirek, or whatever the freaking the Earth weapon boss is for the special identification, I think. You can't really kill the minion, which I think is one of the stupidest shits ever. You can do it in the lower stages, but in the higher stages it's a lot harder. And it basically becomes like you just have to focus on the boss so that you can reduce the weakness gauge and put the defense down. And I know that sucks because the minion keeps giving the boss evasion on every single one of its attacks, which I find completely fucking ridiculous, but you know, it is what it is. So anyway, these reduce priority increase, so that sucks. And it also reduces healing received, which I don't know why they call it bleeding. They should call it like hemorrhage or something, like just a little bit more uniqueness, but still really cool. It's just a different debuff, and takes damage proportional to the caster's attack at the start of the turn, which really sucks for my Akari because she actually has Tonko Chiriri or whatever the, I think it's either hers or middle school invincible. So either her exclusive equipment or Ame's Akari's exclusive equipment or Ame's exclusive equipment, which basically allows them, well, Akari's is for increasing attack, so that's why I say it's bad, because basically she's going to take more damage the more she uses her skills, which kind of sucks. So this, we're going to do single dual attack. It does reduce the amount of priority we get increased, but that's fine. Alright, so now we do your ultimate. So just pay attention to the damage numbers. It's definitely a lot less, but here, look, we're gonna do Siren skill, right? Look how much damage that does. That is ridiculous. Alright, so we're gonna have to use our ultimate to get rid of the minions, which is fine. We want to get rid of the minions. And as you can see, 25,000 with Rona. And this is only possible because she is an Earth hero and we're fighting an Earth boss, right? It's this ability hero. Increases damage dealt to non-Earth enemies and reduces damage taken from them. And reduces damage dealt to Earth enemies and increases damage taken from them. So that's why I say it's element gated, because the only reason I'm able to push Glycius and Tyrant Toddler is because I have these two Earth heroes. If you probably had another Earth damage dealer, this would probably be easier, but I have to build that hero up first. I do have a defense hero. I'll show you guys after this I'll show everyone after this battle. But yeah, so here we're gonna just tank the damage, whatever. So Akari actually didn't take that much damage. She did have a shield, so that actually makes sense. So shield might be really important for battles like these. So the reason why I don't use my heal, like I'm gonna use it now, but I didn't reuse it before, is because they all had this debuff, and that really sucks. So I'll use it now. It's gonna not heal a lot, but it's gonna be enough to keep my characters alive. So here, we're just gonna use her ultimate, and you'll see like it doesn't do a lot of damage. Like that's a sixth of what she normally does, usually, even for like strong bosses. So that's just something to keep in mind. We're waiting until the weakness gauge is 20, because these bosses, their turns determine their enrage, but for most bosses, it's the turns that your team takes. So it's a lot different. So you do have to keep that in mind. The bosses have different mechanics, especially when it comes to enrage. You can read it all beforehand, like you can just read these. But yeah, so as you can see, the boss doesn't have his ultimate, so we're chilling for now. But he is gonna heal. So, and this one is fine, right? 5% is nothing. I'm okay with that. But when it goes down to like 50% heal or like 20% heal, I'm like, that is obviously overdone. A boss should not heal by that much health. Your team basically does 20% damage with their ultimates. So it just goes to show that they don't understand how boss mechanics should work. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, we're going to try and reduce the weakness gauge. As you can see, it doesn't actually reduce it that much, and that's because type advantage comes into play. That was 3. Or sorry, that was 1. So he is reducing the weakness gauge he receives, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Here we're going to use her skill to buff Akari, because Akari is gonna take a lot of damage just from taking turns and just being alive. So as you can see, it didn't actually heal that much, which kind of confuses me, because that skill itself heals like almost 70% health, whereas the other skill doesn't. So don't understand how that works, but okay. Gonna use her ultimate. 24 weakness gauge. Let's see what it happens after this. Okay, so 3k, which is still fine for Akari, but she is increasing her attack. Oh no, she isn't. Okay, so I don't have her. Then I have Ame's, which I forgot what it does. I completely forgot what it does. So as you can see, it only decreased the weakness gauge by 1, even though it's a 3 weakness gauge reduction. Which is of course the boss's passive, right? Increases the speed of healer and defender enemies by 50%. So you kind of want to have healers and defenders in this battle. That's why I said certain bosses matter. Glycius, you don't really need to have a healer. We'll get to that after this battle. But yeah, you really just have to really follow the mechanics, which is why I say it's very character based. So you need healers and defenders, but you also need earth heroes if you want to deal the right damage, right? Because as you can see, it's very specific. Anyway, we're going to use the dual attack because, again, Valentine is a very good weakness gauge reducer with her AP cards. So now we're down to 19. The boss is going to do his damage. Hopefully he doesn't gain... Okay, he didn't gain any weakness gauge. That's good because he didn't use his ultimate. Assuming that's what the... Oh no, that's only his enraged. Alright, so he's going to be enraged after 3 turns, but that's fine because we're about to clap his ass. So he's down to basically half health. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate this. You want your element type advantage to be the finisher exclusive and the starter exclusive. Companions don't really matter. I mean, they do matter, but it doesn't matter for me. And this is the only part where weakness gauge really comes into play, because it's not dependent on what the boss is, you know, reducing the amount of weakness gauge you do to the boss. It actually just does the 20 that we're going to see. So you'll see. So it goes down to 14. Then to 9, so it is, at least the chain point skills are accurate. Just the one thing I want them to do for all bosses, because that's like the main part of the game, the mechanic, you know. It's kind of like the AP cards, the higher level AP cards give you chain point skills, taking turns give you a chain point skills. As you can see, my Akari might be dead, which sucks, but my Siren's about to go. Oh yeah, I think my Akari's dead. Which sucks. Oh no, she got the shield, so she might live, depending on how this works. So it doesn't matter though, because we have Rona's skill, which is going to one-shot the boss here, since he is on defense break, and he only has 2 bars of health. So yeah, as you're going to see, Rona's about to one-shot the boss here. There we go. 15k, so Rona is disgusting, but she is an earth hero, striker, so that makes sense. She also heals, so herself, which with her AP cards and her burst skill, so it really increases her defense too. She has defense break. She's a really good hero for just clearing content in general, because you don't really need a healer, but if you want a healer, you can bring it. So really glad we're finally getting some 5-star and 6 stars. But yeah, again, like I said, I'm only able to push this because I have the earth heroes, and as you can see, we're actually like we're in the white for the power scaling. Again, I don't really pay attention to the numbers. I mostly pay attention, yeah, obviously, you know, if they're like less than half, I'm like, alright, well obviously I'm going to beat that. But then again, it's the colors that matter. So yeah, I mean, I could bring other earth heroes and it'd probably be easier. So this is where this comes into play. So before we go over Glycius, because this will just be another kind of, not repeat, but it'll be sort of the similar explanation to this. So that's where I say the side story challenges come into play, right? For the 2 stars, is maybe you want to max out those heroes. Specifically, you want at least 2 heroes of each element, because they're going to be able to push content for you. So as you can see, I have 2 earth, I have 2 fire. Technically Claire is 6 stars, so I can definitely use her in content that requires fire heroes. I have 2 light heroes, I have 2 dark heroes, and I have 2 water heroes. So basically I got all my elements covered. I have another earth hero here, Yuri, who's a 5-star, and I can definitely use her. She's a defender as well, so she's going to work very well in Tyrant Toddler because she's going to have a lot more speed, which is good because, you know, the priority increases decrease in Tyrant Toddler. So again, mechanics come into play. You definitely have to read the mechanics. As you can see, I leveled up Leisha and Snow because I said around level 30 is what you need to clear the stories. So yeah, maybe you want to max out those characters first, because as you can see, Lily is 5, or no, sorry, Eva's 4-star already. She's almost 5-star. Like, these characters are almost 5 stars, you can see, right? So if I did like one side story for each of them, they would be 5-star already. And I haven't grinded any materials for them other than, like, you know, the few shards you get from the side story, and also the story gives you a lot of shards for them, so you have to keep that in mind. Like here we go to, I mean, let me just see if I can find it. I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure it's like in the last chapters, right? Yeah, so as you can see here, you get a lot of pieces from these characters. I think you get like 80 or something, which is a lot. Of course, that's the kind of the, so as you can see, it's for Leisha, it's for Eva, and it's for Snow. So you get a lot of shards for these heroes, which, you know, I say they're not insanely good. They're definitely less useful than the 3 stars, as you can see with all the tier lists that people have been posting. However, I will say they do help you clear content that is element gated, and that comes to this content. So maybe there's a different way where instead of trying to rush through the story and all the content, you take it slow and you build up at least 2 types of each hero, and you go with that, right? So that's just something to keep in mind, right? I think that's a better way to go free to play, and you probably will be the same around the same place I am, because you will be able to push more content, which means that you'll be able to get better gear, you'll be able to get more either, like, you'll be able to do more stuff. So I think I went about it a little bit wrong, but I don't think it'll push your content much further than what I'm doing. So if you really are interested in the 3 stars, then just do what I did. But if you're really trying to go content wise in like late game, then maybe build those heroes first. That's just something to keep in mind. I'm pretty sure if I grinded for them, they would be 6-star right now. The only reason I don't grind for them, and why I say it's not really worth it to grind for them, is because you do a lot of recruits anyway, and you get shards for them anyway. That's the only reason they're 4-star, almost 5-star right now, is because I've drawn so many copies of them that they're almost 5-star. So now we're going to go to Glacius and show y'all the, I pushed pretty far on her actually. I think I have 3 or 4 more stages. So of course these are the harder bosses because they are, again, immune to their, or not immune, but they take less damage from their own type, which again goes to show that these bosses are way overdone. However, I will say Glacius is probably one of the easier ones to defeat. She does have 106k damage. I don't know how that correlates to this, but again, like I said, they don't understand what power scaling is, because they know what colors mean apparently. You know, with the green being strong against blue and all that stuff, but they don't understand what power scaling is, right? So we're gonna go into this boss. We already beat it, obviously, so I think this is the one we beat. I hope this is the one we beat.
Die, sweetheart.
So the one problem about this boss is she gives herself invincibility and she freezes. That's pretty much it. Other than that, she's pretty easy to beat.
Alright,
you kind of just need earth heroes though. So as you can see, we're gonna do no damage here. Watch this. Not even breaking 1,000, and that's because she's a fire hero. So again, element gated. Akari's gonna deal a little bit more damage. She is a light hero. Oh no, she does a lot less. Wow. Wow. How is that? Okay, she probably didn't crit. Jesus Christ, how did a fire hero... Okay. Because, you know, specifically she reduces the fire and water hero, not light hero. So I don't know how that works. I can't find my mouse because of all these freaking particles flying across the screen. Uh-oh. Okay, I found my mouse. Alright, so we're gonna keep doing weakness gauge reduction.
I understand.
As you can see, as a healer, she does a lot of damage, Siron. So obviously, Rona will do a lot of damage. She does a lot less though. which is kind of interesting how they're making. I would say interesting, but really it's kind of bullshit. Like, it doesn't do as much damage against a Tyrant Toddler as I do against this boss. Sorry, as I do against a Tyrant Toddler as I do against this boss. So this boss definitely has some sort of mechanic where they have like defense or something. She also has a guaranteed freeze effect. So that sucks. She also bypasses resilience. Sorry, right here. I'm pretty sure I click and held. Okay, so yeah, bypasses resilience, which is kind of like the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Like, you're basically turning off a whole mechanic in the game, and of course the invulnerability, and she has 100% increased effectiveness. Like, it's ridiculous. They've overdone the bosses a lot. I really hate that. But you know, it is what it is at this point. Good thing we have priority increase. You want to get rid of the ants, but my Rona can AoE, so we're going to wait for Rona to do her AoE. Obviously, we're increasing our priorities, so this is going to be a lot easier for us.
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry.
So here we're going to use the second skill first. Yeah, and then we don't have to clear anything, so Syra, or he also, Syra, I'm just going to use her basic. And then yeah, let's continue. So not going to freeze, but the minion might freeze, right? Yeah, so the minion has like basically a guaranteed freeze. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. God fucking damn it. I love how when you click on the boss, it's only one click, but when you click on the skill, they make you click twice. Like, what is that bullshit? It's like they're just dying for you to mess up your runs. They're just dying for you to lose. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, so she's at 18k now, so we're gonna, sorry, 18 weakness gauge reduction. So we're gonna use our weakness chain skill.
Please go.
It does target both enemies, so you don't really have to worry about the minions. 24k damage, that's pretty decent. So this break stage is really important, right? We're not going to use our priority increase because that doesn't really help you, since the boss will take a turn basically after they deactivate their break. Not exactly, but basically. We're going to try and get our defense down here, but see if it even works. I mean, she does like no damage. It makes no fucking sense, right? The strength is against earth and water heroes. Sorry, water and fire heroes. Not light heroes. So I don't understand why she does like no damage. That is 100% on the devs. Like, come on. You're really gonna fuck up the game that badly?
Give me strength. Yes, I understand.
And then we do this.
My turn.
Okay, so now she's back again, but we almost have our chain point skills again. The boss is gonna get enraged soon, which she's just gonna gain her, yeah, so she gets enraged now. So she has invulnerability, so you don't even target her because, I mean, I guess I'll show you in a prime. Well, no, I'm not gonna show you because that's just gonna be bad gameplay. So when you attack her, it's not gonna reduce her weakness gauge whatsoever, which I find kind of stupid. She can still take weakness gauge reduction. It just says specifically damage, so I don't understand. Like, if you look, it's just damage. But I'm assuming they count weakness gauge reduction as damage, so kind of stupid, but okay. We're just gonna attack the minion because we're gonna get pure frozen, which is like the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Alright, so we're gonna use the ultimate to kill the minion off because he is gonna freeze. Alright, and now it doesn't really matter because still invulnerability, so we just gotta spam the basics. It's sad, but I mean, that's really what we gotta do. Like, they take no weakness gauge or damage. Okay, so we're gonna have to heal our Valentine, which is fine. Okay, so now we can kind of just go off a little bit.
What are you doing? Let's go all in.
So again, the rage is based on their. Okay, so we're gonna wait actually for that. So we'll first increase our critical hit chance and damage, and then we're gonna use our chain point skill because we're actually very close. And the boss isn't enraged right now, so this is gonna deal a crap ton of damage. Yeah, so now there's down to 6 bars of health. Guess what we're gonna do again? We're just gonna use our chain point skill again. So this is what I say it should be allowed, because that's literally the whole mechanic of the game. But you know, okay, this might kill. Oh my god, Siren. Did you see that? She did twice. All my... Okay, it is her finisher, but still. My entire team did less damage than she did. That is ridiculous. Of course, Rona was the MVP. She's gonna deal the most damage. But yeah, now we can start getting Snowfield TR, so we can actually start crafting 6-star, 5-star legendary gear. We're obviously not going to do this because it's going to be close to impossible for us to beat. We might be able to barely get it, but I'm not even going to try. Because more than likely we're going to lose. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention, everybody. Like, it is element gated, but if you do have the specific characters, it actually becomes very easy to clear content. So that's why I say building 2 stars might be more important for early game and late game free to play, because you get at least 2 heroes of each element, and then you can actually start pushing content. And that's what I'm saying now, right? Like, now that I realize, oh, you really only need 2 heroes. Like, yeah, I mean, you obviously need to upgrade the other heroes because they take a lot of damage, as you saw. My Akari took a lot of damage from Tyrant Toddler, and my... Which is funny because I thought Valentine was going to take more damage since she is a fire hero in a water boss against the water boss. But against Glycius, of course, Valentine took a lot more damage because she is a fire hero. So you need specific heroes, specifically the element. It doesn't matter so much the type. As you saw with Tyrant Toddler, we didn't really use a defender. We did have a healer, but I mean, that kind of is like your basis of team building. You kind of need a healer for most content, but it's not necessary, right? The only reason you bring a healer is just to guarantee that if your heroes lose enough health, you can bring them back up and that you won't lose. And you don't get like the, you know, most content is like no deaths if you want to get 3 stars. So that is for getting stars. But yeah, I think that's all I have for y'all. I have been pushing that content, obviously arena as well. So as you can see, I've lost quite a few times, but that's because now I'm against people who obviously have better heroes than me and just better teams built, and just higher stats in general because their heroes are 4-star and above. And also like level 100. So, but yeah, I cleared all the stories that I wanted to, and Night of the Living Soul Slayer I am still pushing for, mostly to get the Akari shards, right? Because it's very important for me. I need some more pumpkin pieces, but yeah, if I can get 15 more pieces of her, I think I can max out Akari by tomorrow, or get her to 5-star, not max her out. But yeah, that's just something I want to mention. Free to play, don't rush the 3 stars if you're trying to build a decent account that can push content. I'm not going to tell you to grind every single day for the 2 stars. That's definitely not what you should do, because you're going to be able to get enough copies of them through the recruit. However, at least do their stories up until this part, and maybe do their story once, right? Because if you do that, you'll have at least 5 stars. That's, my account has that, and it's pretty, you know, random RNG, so you know, it depends on what you get, but still very good, right? 5-star heroes will help you push contents, especially when it comes to the boss content that is element gated. So, you know, I've been back and forth a lot, but this is still one of the best free to play games. I think the grind is still very long, and the fact that you need specific heroes, specifically the elements, definitely hinders your progress a lot. So like I said, if they added double side stories, that would automatically fix that, because you could also grind for these while grinding for your 3 stars, or if you wanted to, you could just grind for all 3 stars on your team, which is why I said, you know, the lopsidedness of my team is definitely a problem that comes into play, because now I'm grinding for 2 heroes at a time. So that would be one thing. So the grind is definitely very, very painful. Most games are like that, but this game, you definitely feel it a lot, especially because you're not able to push content without, again, specific heroes. Archdemon Ruins, they gotta fix the fucking deeps. They gotta get rid of this fucking mechanic where it teleports you. Like, it's literally unclearable. If anybody cleared it, tell me. I haven't gotten a single comment that somebody actually cleared it. So, as far as I know, this is unclearable, which is like, come on, Smelgate. You're releasing skins but not fixing the fucking game? Come on. As always, thank you everybody for watching AOG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Really shows your support. Helps me out, keeps you up to date in my content. 145 subscribers this time in chat. 46 or 45. We're gaining subscribers. That's the most important part, right? Y'all are amazing. Obviously, we're trying to get monetized, but if that doesn't happen soon, then I think my channel might just go underwater, considering that I will have literally nothing to live on. So might go homeless before I get monetized, honestly. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. As always, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.